Hello, light people. Today we will learn the differences between the 3D, 4D, and 5D levels of consciousness. 3D is the third dimension. 4D is the fourth dimension. 5D is the fifth dimension. Those dimensions are levels of consciousness. In each level, we see and experience reality in different ways. And we can only see and experience these specific dimensions if we are vibrating in a frequency that matches such dimension. Let's talk about how vibrations work. Everything is energy. Matter is densified energy. We look at a table or at a wall or at our bodies and we see matter. But it is actually molecules, atoms, and at the end, energy. And energy vibrates at a certain frequency. This is the Hawkins scale of frequency, also known as the map of consciousness. Hawkins was able to measure the frequency in which each emotion vibrates in the body. The emotions are the thermometer that helps us identify if we are vibrating high or low. Low vibrations such as guilt, grief, and fear keep us in a suffering state and in a reality that resonates with the third dimension. When we go higher on the scale, and vibrate on emotions such as courage, acceptance, and reason, we are in a state of getting by. That resonates with the fourth dimension. And when we start to vibrate on unconditional love and joy, we enter a flow state that resonates with the fifth dimension. I like to explain this by making a parallel with water. When the molecules of water are vibrating slowly, the water becomes ice, which is a more dense state of matter. Then the molecules start vibrating higher, and they become liquid, which is less dense. After that, the molecules vibrate even higher and become gas, which is even less dense. We can make a parallel with the levels of consciousness in this way. Ice is very dense, which is the 3D. Liquid is less dense, which is the 4D. And gas is the 5D. When we vibrate lower in the 3D, our bodies are more dense, more matter. And we also see our reality as such. We can only perceive the reality as the immediate material world around us. In this density, we are more susceptible to the effects of time because our physical bodies are more dense and are vibrating more slowly. So, we age faster. The higher we vibrate, the more our physical bodies become less dense, less matter, and so we become more sensitive and look younger. People who are very spiritualized vibrate higher, and because of that, the body ages slowly and they look younger. Even if they are very old, they have an inner shine that makes them look young. Take the Dalai Lama, for example. You can see that he is very old in age, but he has an inner shine, a vivacity, that makes him look quite youthful. So, let's see more about the characteristics of each level of consciousness. The 3D is a level of consciousness that vibrates lower. So, the reality of a person that lives here is a reality based on fear and lack. In the 3D, we are always fearful, and we think that life is only made for working, sleeping, eating, watching TV, shopping, and repeating it all over again. In this reality, we can only understand what we can see, feel, and touch as being real. We are identified by the way we look, the job we have, the car we drive. The 3D operates in duality and separation, meaning that here we perceive things as being completely good or completely bad. And we have a separation mentality. What I believe is right and what you believe is wrong. Left and right on politics. Either you are with me or against me. It also makes us have a perception of a linear and well-defined time. Past, present, and future are very stable and are visualized as a straight line. The 4D level of consciousness vibrates a little higher than the 3D. It's when we start to realize that there is something more than just eating, working, and sleeping. We start looking for answers and start believing that there is a different way of living. The 4D is realizing that there is something more than the self, and that we are all more connected to life than what meets the eye. This is often referred to as an awakening. The 5D level of consciousness vibrates higher in unconditional love and in joy. In this reality, we are free from the conditioning of the 3D. We no longer identify ourselves based on our job or our possessions. We know and feel the interconnectedness between us and others and everything on the planet and on the universe. There is no more the illusion of separation. And we no longer operate on duality because we know that in every good thing there is a bad thing and vice versa. There is no competition, and we know that there is no lack because we know that there is enough in the universe for everyone. We live in a state of compassion for everything, although we also know when to set boundaries because we have learned how to love ourselves completely. The good and the bad, the light and the dark are all integrated in unity. In the 5D, our perception of time is different because we realize that the only thing that actually exists is the present moment. We no longer have to try to fit in society because we have found freedom in our sovereignty. We don't need to do things because we are told or forced to, or because we are doing it for duty, or because it is the right thing to do. We do things because we are living aligned with the divine law. We do it for unconditional love. The 5D is unconditional love. So we are unconditional love. See you soon. Much love, light, and truth. Check out my art website, high frequency art that helps you manifest. Link in the description.